Welcome to the Grave Shift. I'm Meeka, Nomicon, and it's time to cast some judgments. Crossing the bounds between the afterlife and life is never easy. Part of the hellish experience is actually emerging from hell, and the jarring change of temperature. You do this fairly regularly, but the sudden cool of the night air is always disorientating. You stand now in a graveyard, the moon shining bright in the sky above. The unfeeling fog drifts gently across your skin. It's a familiar feeling. It reminds you that you have work to do, fiendish chores that have to be done. There's a quota after all. A certain number of souls must be brought to hell tonight. And I reckon Diane Foster is going to be our first soul. You try your best to make sure they are deserving, but you never know how many you have to take. The quota is elusive, and you will not know till the work is done. So it sounds like our best choice then would just be send everyone down to hell. I mean, that would definitely meet the quota. Heaven might have an issue with that though. All you can do is decide is who to send where. The graveyard stretches forever before you, shapes looming in and out of the dark. There are more tombstones, headstones, gravestones here than last time, notably piled on top of one another. Every time you're here, there seems to be more of them, lurking in the mist. You can see a few spirits milling about, attached to these new fixtures of the graveyard. They haven't noticed you yet, and for the better, you won't be able to see them all tonight. As if summoned by your very thoughts, a figure begins to emerge from the fog. You brace yourself with a tirade of anger and pleading, but the presence in front of you seems very, very alive. Ah, was wondering when you were going to show up. Been a few nights, hasn't it? Oh, wait, am I questions? I guess, I've been busy. Well, I've been busy is a little bit defensive, isn't it? Oh, I guess it's been a few days. Don't think I'm complaining. We had our work to do. There'll be a few waiting for you tonight. How many exactly, I'm not sure. They pause to think, hand brushing over their chin. In the silence, you hear the jingling of metal alongside thundering footsteps. They're getting rapidly closer. A large black dog leaps out of the fog. The lantern it carries swings wildly until it's set by its side. Oh, there's a pub in the graveyard, or you instantly go to heaven. Unless, of course, you would like to come and be my hellhound, in which case you can follow me down to hell. Oh, I take it back, you're already a hellhound. You're marvellous. Do love the eyes. Apologies for my lateness. I wasn't sure you were going to be here tonight. I told you they would be. You always assume they'll be here. There's a lot of souls waiting for them at the moment. Is that any different to usual? You've seen how busy I've been. I suppose I have. How many can you take tonight? You hold up a hand. 5 fingers. That ain't many. It is some, at least. Do you know how many you have to take? You don't say anything. The dog seems to roll her eyes. You never do. Night won't last forever. Better get started. You sigh and turn your attention away from the minders of the graveyard. Who calls to you tonight? You can only speak to each of them for a few moments. You found 3 questions suits you best. Oh, so we can select a graveyard stone to judge. So in fact, yes, Diane Foster can be our first person. You touch a headstone and call forth the spirit that resides within. A young woman grabs upwards, hauling herself back towards the land of the living. This one's death was meant to have been tragic. She certainly ain't happy about it. That isn't terribly uncommon. I'm sure she will have more to say on the matter. What can I do for you then? Come to help me out at all? So we get 3 questions, right? So clearly, one of our playthroughs, we're gonna have to send everyone to hell. just so we can reach the quota. But this time we're gonna do it official. We're gonna actually try and judge them. So, what would you change in your life?
I was hoping to get out more, travel and the like. Not everything can be fields and paddocks all the way down, right? When my pa finally got knocked off, I thought that'd make life easier. That ain't the way, though. Just means someone else gets to make all the rules. And it sure as hell weren't me.
Okay, so it's not like you murdered someone, because that clearly wasn't. Well, if you have murdered someone, that wasn't something you wanted to change. So, how did you die?
The storms, they got real bad. I think it's the storm's fault anyway. The dust got into everything. My house, my chest, my throat. Made it damned hard to breathe. So hard, I darn well died of it.
So, what did you live for? It sounds like you just lived and worked on the family farm or something, because you mentioned paddocks, right?
The idea I could leave one day. I did my work, kept my head down, and hoped that one day one of them would tell me it'd be enough, that I could go. My dear old pa wasn't changing his mind, so I had to make sure someone else had the chance to.
Wait, did you actually kill your dad? I was just joking about that.
And then they didn't, because all I did was keep my damned head down. So, what do you think?
It is not our role to pass judgment. Make your decision, Arbiter. Oh, I kind of feel like you should go to heaven. I mean, we haven't got concrete proof you killed your dad, and it sounds like you just worked for your life, right? Did nothing irredeemable. Go off to heaven. Enjoy it up there. Hopefully you'll be able to see the world. Well, it seems like the only other name we can see is Edward Smith, so let's check him out. You touch a headstone and call forth the spirit that resides within. The soul seems younger, hesitant.
The funeral for this one was crowded. Makes you feel kinda bad for him.
He was clearly loved. Good evening. Nice to meet you. You smile a little. So, do I want to ask the same questions? I kind of do. And then on our second playthrough, we can ask the ones we didn't ask here. So, how did you die?
An accident, I think. I don't know why anyone would do this on purpose. There was a car, and it was going rather fast. They shouldn't do that, and definitely not where people are walking. Maybe they didn't see me that late at night. I just thought they'd go around me. But I suppose not. Good evening. Nice to meet you.
You smile a little. Oh, I feel bad for them. So what did you live for?
That's a big question. I don't really know if I can answer it. Maybe if I had more time, but is that okay?
Just how young is this one? Because, I mean, I was assuming, like, 20s, maybe? But he did sound a little bit childlike. Maybe he was teens or something. You nod. There isn't really any other choice.
Good evening.
Okay, so what would you change?
Well, I bloody sure wouldn't want to be dead.
The gravedigger snickers sloppily.
Sorry, if that's impolite. I simply wish that people had been a little more careful. There's no need for anyone to be driving that fast. I was just walking home. Poor kid. Really thought he was gonna do great stuff, huh?
One would hope so. His confidence is endearing.
What do you think then?
I can't send him to hell. He didn't sound like he'd done anything. He was just in a bad place at a bad time. Now, come on. One of you has to have done something truly heinous that I can just send you to hell. Please, I want this one. You touch a headstone and call forth the spirit that resides within. The spirit of a man emerges quickly, as if impatient. God, my head still hurts. You'd think being dead would fix that crap, wouldn't you? He looks at you properly for the first time. You're a sight for sore eyes, aren't you? Here I thought that being dead would be all angels and sunshine. But I'm stuck here with a dog and 2 people who have definitely seen better days.
Unnecessary griping. And rude. But are so deserving of your time nonetheless. I buried the man, didn't I?
And now he will be judged. Right, how did you die then? Were you in a car crash? Did you kill a kid in a car crash? Oh, now that's a good story. Some arse had a problem with me, see? Got involved with my business and he was decent on it too. That's why I let him stick around. Then they got cocky. Thought they could run the whole thing. Thought I guess they did a decent job setting it all up, given that I'm here now. You give someone everything and they still screw you over, huh? So, what did you live for? Were you in some kind of mob? Is that what I'm getting here? My work. My life's work. Not the most upstanding, but hey, it got me money, didn't it? And that's what this is all about. Life, I mean. What is it for? Except getting money, living it up, doing your best not to die of something stupid. Honestly, I was probably too soft-hearted about it. What would you change? Nothing. Well, except that little bee getting in my way. Got too cocky. Thought he could run the whole operation. I don't exactly want to be dead, you know. I really think that'll ruin it all. But who knows?
This guy's got opinions, huh?
As do we all. What are yours? Well, there's nothing conclusive there that makes me want to send him to hell. I mean, it's not a crime to value money. I mean, sure, if it's at the expense of murder. And, like, he didn't definitely say he was in the mob. I don't know if that justifies him going to hell. You know what? You're going to hell simply because you insulted the dog. I don't appreciate that. And someone here needs to go to hell. It's justified in my head. You touch a headstone and call forth the spirit that resides within. A woman whose life force drifts past your fingertips. She was buried not too long ago.
Hey, I know this one.
She's been up a lot lately. She keeps speaking to me, telling me she has been lonely. No one visits her.
Weren't many at the funeral neither. Ah, this the reckoning, is it? I assumed there'd be a lot more gates than this. Pearly or fiery, I wasn't sure. Though by the looks of you, I'd assume you were taking me to hell.
You shrug. She laughs warmer than you'd expect. So, how did you die?
I was sick. I think that's what it was, anyway. I had enough to worry about without trying to get a name for whatever was going on. Didn't you have anyone to help you out? God, no. Half my family's dead, and the other half probably forgot where I live. Too busy to try to make friends or anything else. Guess that's life.
What did you live for?
My goodness, why are you even asking me that? It doesn't matter. It probably never did. I'm dead now. This is all I have left.
Yes, but this is your judgment. I need to have some context to judge you on. You're really making my life harder. Don't make me send you to hell. I'll do it, you know. What would you change?
Everything! But I wouldn't even know where to start. I wish I did more, but I wouldn't even know what to do. Quit my job? But then I'd have to get a new one. Go out and meet more people? With what money? Where? I died after getting sick anyway. Wonder who I met that gave it to me. I don't know. Can anyone even change anything? If I tried, I don't think it would have worked. So, what do you think?
It is not our role to pass judgment. Make your decision, Arbiter.
I kind of feel bad about sending her to hell.
I mean, I can understand her dilemma. You have to work so much just to pay rent and buy food. And to work enough to actually go out and have fun. You haven't got the time then. It's a very catch-22. It's an awful experience. Go on, go to heaven. I am gonna get a bad ending for this regardless. I've only got one person going to hell so far. Okay, just be aware, whoever this is, I am predetermined to want to send you to hell. So you are gonna need to fight to change my mind. You touch a headstone and call forth the spirit that resides within. The spirit almost seems to recoil from your touch before emerging slowly.
I think she's been waiting here a while. Not that she minds much.
One has already reached the unknown. Why be impatient to see more?
Sure, something like what she said. How can I help you, my dear?
How did you die?
The specifics are a little hard to come by, my dear. All I know is that it was a peaceful enough. I went to sleep and woke up again in a very strange way. I feel so light without a body, so few aches and pains.
Oh, so maybe you just passed away of old age. What did you live for?
Why, life itself, my dear. The church grim doesn't exactly smile, but it seems pleased. Shouldn't that be all of it?
Stop it! You're making me like you! I don't want to have to send you to heaven. That'll be 4 out of 5, and I'm definitely not going to meet my quota.
I lived quite a good life, better than most others around me. Most people were quite jealous of me, and didn't I know it?
Oh, so a little bit of an ego on you, huh? What would you change?
What a good question, dear. Aren't I old enough that it's a bit late to be asking that? And, well, dead enough?
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to dig out any deep, dark secrets that could entice me to send you to hell.
Saying I wanted to change things now will only cause me trouble. Regrets don't make anyone any happier. I am certainly not the exception. I simply kept living, and I'm perfectly happy with that. Sweet old lady.
So she seems.
Well, it ain't up to us, is it?
I do get where our grim is coming from. They're like a bit off about the nice old lady. But I don't know if I just didn't ask the right questions. But, start it. I've already lost anyway. Go to heaven.
That's all the souls for the night.
You nod, glancing around. You can still feel the presence of many of the souls, but they are not the ones you have the time to attend to. We'll be seeing you again soon. You have to return to hell, your home, and hope you got everything right. You approach the stairway to descend and wonder if it feels hotter than usual. It definitely does. The powers that be will be unhappy with you. The game of it all. At least you sent the people to the right places. Okay, so I clearly did not meet the quota for the hell, right? So do I just want to send everyone down there? It seems too easy that I'm going to get bad ending again. Okay, we'll ask all the questions we didn't last time. Let's start with that grumpy old chap one we sent to hell last time. So who were you? Me? Oh, I'm making my prerogative to not be known, so... being recognizable is bad for the business, you know? That's really what I am, you see. A businessman.
He was something like that, at least.
Is there anyone you missed? Not just who, what. But there's everything. My work, my wife, not being buried in the ground, being able to go places, live it up. This isn't a life at all. I thought this was meant to be an afterlife. Something better. Are you gonna fix that? Get me out of here? You nod.
Half that statement is accurate, at least.
He was definitely in the mob, right? It certainly sounds like it. Okay, I'm sending you to hell. Okay, so you're the nice old lady, and I am curious if there's something weird about you. So, who were you?
Isn't that a good question? I was a lot of things to other people. A mother, a wife, a friend, a partner. And I was also me. I think my favourite thing about myself was that I was a dang good cook.
Oh, well, I mean, that doesn't really answer who you were. But, nice to know you could cook. Is there anyone you miss?
All the usual folks, I suppose. My family, of course. Though I do miss my friends. I'll probably be seeing them. Some of them, at least. Depending on where I end up. I promise I've done my best, my dear.
Okay, maybe there's nothing weird about her, but she still needs to go to hell. Terribly sorry. I mean, if there's any consolation, she lived a long and good life at least. Okay, Diana, who were you?
Name's Diana. That's what you were asking. Or who I was, what I did. I just lived on the farm. I looked after the animals, I cleaned the house, and I stayed at home when I was meant to. What else was I meant to do?
Is there anyone you miss?
Ha! Damn no! No one did me any damn good. All I wanted was to get the hell out of there. At least they buried me close to the city. Got darn close to giving me my one final wish.
You know, the amount of time you complained about living with your pa on the farm, why didn't you just go off on your own then? You just said you kept waiting for them to say you could go. It's like, well, why wait for their permission? I mean, sure, it would probably be really hard because you'd have no support or money, most likely. But still, you'd have got your wish. I'm gonna have to send you to hell. Okay, young sir, who were you? I was a student. I was studying, I mean. I guess that's not really who I was, though. It's hard to think of anything else. I spent so much time just in school or studying. It's not exactly easy to become a doctor. It was all going to be worth it. Once I got through all this work, I'd actually get to start helping people. Ah, man. Now I feel so guilty about sending you to hell. You were trying to do good. You do need to go, though. I need to meet my quota. Why do I get a feeling if all 5 go down to hell, it's not going to be the good ending? Like, do I get punished for exceeding the quota? Is there anyone you miss?
Everyone, I think. There's so many people that I wish I'd spoken to more. I didn't say enough to anyone. I don't think. People I was too shy to say hi to. People I didn't speak up for. It's too late for all of that now. And I miss the idea that I could try.
Well, you are clearly the one here that least deserves to go down to hell. You're still going there, I'm afraid. You're my last soul for the night. I think you can predict where you're going to end up. But who were you?
My name is Nina. But that's not really it, is it? Who am I? No one, I guess. I'm just me. I didn't do anything wonderfully helpful, but nothing harmful neither. I just went to work, went home every day, whenever I had to.
That is enough to make you someone.
Is it though? I don't know.
Is there anyone you miss?
Great question. My cat, mostly. I knew some people, but I wasn't close to no one. I don't know if anyone I knew was good or bad. That's what you're asking me questions for, right? To see what kind of person I am. I was. It doesn't matter.
You're right, it doesn't. All souls go to hell today. Alright, let's see how you feel about me now. I bring you 5 souls.
That's all the souls for the night.
You nod, glancing around. You can still feel the presence of many of the souls, but they are not the ones you have time to attend to. We'll be seeing you again soon. You have to return to hell, your home, and hope you got everything right. You approach the stairway to descend, and it feels as it always does. An unceremonious return home. You must have met your quota. Oh, well, that was easy to achieve then. Just send everyone down there. God, do I feel bad about it. I'm not sure any of them really deserved it. I mean, the one that potentially did was probably the mob boss. But the others were just general people. Just another day of work then. Well done. You know, maybe me sending them down to hell isn't a bad thing. I mean, I never said I was sending them down to be tortured. Maybe it's just like an eternal party down there. Maybe I'm sending them down to become contract demons, and they shall all be very happy. If you enjoyed your time here, I'd greatly appreciate if you could like this video and subscribe to this channel. But other than that, it was a spook day, and I'll catch you next time, guys.